struggling to stay faithful and remain attracted to my wife after we experienced a violent attack together. Not sure what to do. I can't talk to anyone about this, for obvious reasons. I even tried speaking to a therapist and they made me feel so low I haven't gone back since. My wife and I have been together for 6 years, married for 3. We currently have a bundle of joy on the way and she's about 5 months along. My wife was always on the fence about kids but I was adamant about wanting them, and now that it's becoming so real I'm not sure anymore. I feel like I've just been on autopilot and after spending this whole week buying baby stuff I need to figure it out. Last year my wife and I were at the park relaxing like we do almost every weekend and someone yelled at us for speaking in my native language, Korean. My wife is trying to learn too because she's not Korean, or Asian at all, but wants to only speak Korean at home to make sure our family is fully bilingual and they don't lose their culture. We were practicing out loud and sharing a snack and this guy just walks up to us out of nowhere with wild, racist BS. He kicked our food and there was some arguing, and while I was calling the police with my back turned he tried to hit me with a pretty large rock. My wife jumped in between and ended up taking the full force of the hit, which literally busted her forehead open and knocked her out cold for almost a minute. I rushed my wife to the hospital and the guy ran off and was eventually caught by police a few weeks later. My wife needed 14 stitches right across her face, and had 2 black eyes and blood in them. Her face was swollen beyond recognition for a few days too, and when she fell, messed up an old knee injury, so when she got out of the hospital the next day half her face was covered in bandages and she was limping. But she was still cracking jokes in the ER. After the bandages and stitches came out, she was told she would need to wait at least a year before having her scar surgically fixed or whatever treatments. But now that the year has almost passed, I've started hinting at her scheduling appointments and such. This entire time I've been struggling with remaining attracted to her despite it but didn't tell her, since I didn't want to be cruel. She's now saying she doesn't think she wants to get anything done because she wants to save the money for the baby. I've offered to pay for half of it, and she still hasn't really looked into having it done. I've also pushed back her meeting my parents again because of this. They live outside of our country, hence why they haven't met yet, and bringing her around my friends since it happened. Another part of me is also just sort of mad she even did it. I feel like half of a man now and I've had to delete myself off dating apps before making a mistake and been channeling it all at the gym, but every time I look at her I'm reminded of all of those feelings. She hasn't changed a bit besides the scar. She's obviously handled it way better than I did, and somehow it's making me love her less. This, plus the pregnancy. I don't even know what to do. I thought about asking for a hall pass, but I know without a doubt she will leave me. I thought about taking care of my needs on the side so I can be the man she needs me to be, but I know she will eventually find out and she will hate me and make my life hell. Or leave me a single father and I will never hear from her again. I just wish it had never happened, but I really need some other perspective or opinion on this.